even according to all the things which the Lord thy God shall send thee unto us. Whether it be good or whether it be evil, we will obey the voice of the Lord our power, to whom we send thee, that it may be well with us when we obey the voice of the Lord our power. So this is what happened. After 10 days, the Lord came back, told Jeremiah, he laid it out for him. Because Israel was very rebellious about letting Nebuchadnezzar rule over them, because they didn't want that. The Lord told Israel specifically, because of y'all sins, I am going to let Nebuchadnezzar run over pretty much the world for a certain period of time. There is no getting around it. If you want to be saved, then you will go in slavery under them. That's the only way. If you try to fight back, I'm going to fight against you. You're going to be destroyed. If you try to run, I'm going to make sure they find you and they're going to destroy you. The only way to survive is if you go into captivity under Nebuchadnezzar. Jake did not want to hear that. They didn't want to hear it. In fact, if you read Jeremiah 28, you had the one prophet, what's his name? I just want his name really quick. Hananiah, he came up and he said, no, the Lord is going to destroy Nebuchadnezzar in these 2 years and we're going to be free. And even Jeremiah believed it. But then the Lord sent Jeremiah back and said, I'm about to make the situation even worse. And that prophet died later that year. Why did that prophet do that? Because he didn't want to accept the fact that he was going to have to go through those hard times and serve Nebuchadnezzar. Jake did not want to hear it. It's just like Jacob's trouble. The reason why Nate and over in the IUIC that they don't talk about these hard, troublous times, because Jake don't want to hear that, man. Jake want to hear about a prosperous journey. How you going to talk business in the future and being the greatest camp in the whole world? I'm not saying that's what they said, but you can tell. We tell through the spirit that's their goal. And you got plans for this year and that year, and you're going to travel here, and you got all these plans, but here but you're supposed to teach that at any time Esau can shut this down. Esau got concentration camps, FEMA. He's trying to mass shoot everybody. He's coming up with a microchip. That's a conflict of interest. So you're going to have to give something up. So what do? They change the doctrine. They alter the doctrine. That's why he was caught saying, oh, there's no Jacob trouble. There won't be any persecution. And whoever was reading for him, he knew that wasn't right, because if you watch the video, he had his head down the whole time that Nate was saying that. But Ian Boyne was correct, and the spirit was on him to get that out of Bishop Nathaniel before he passed. So continuing on, when the Lord broke it down to them, he broke it down to them. He said, I set up Nebuchadnezzar to rule for a certain period of time. After a certain period of time, I'm going to take him down. Israel, if you want to survive, you got to go under the yoke with them. You're going to be safe. If you try to run, if you try to fight, you're going to be destroyed. If you run to Egypt, you're going to be destroyed. So after he broke it down to him, let's go to Jeremiah 43. Here's exactly what they said. It shows you our people are stiff-necked. Jeremiah 43. And it came to pass that when Jeremiah had made an end of speaking unto all the people the words of the Lord their God, for which the Lord their God had sent unto him, even all these words, then spake Azariah the son of Hoshiah, and Johanan the son of Kareah, and all the proud men, because they was proud as hell, saying unto Jeremiah, Thou speakest falsely. The Lord our God hath not sent thee to say, Go not into Egypt to sojourn there. You see? They literally came to him and asked, Go inquire the Lord for us, whether it be good or evil, we going to obey. But they were lying. In their eyes, they had one goal. They said, we going to get the hell out of here. We're not going into no captivity. So after the Lord broke it down to them, they still said, no, you lying. We're going to go to Egypt and try to be safe. And you know what happened? They got jacked up. So you see how hard-headed Israel is? They have really mentally, they have one goal in mind. They don't want to deal with the hard times. And that's just the reality. We got hard times coming. Second Ezra 7 clearly says that in order for Jacob, Israel, to get to that city built full of all good things, we got to go through the narrow. That's why we aren't able to go out and teach what we want to teach. We aren't reading the scriptures and saying, man, we got worst time coming, this man coming with microchips. That's the opposite of priest of prosperity. We're not gonna teach that. We're gonna teach prosperity. We're not gonna talk about Jacob's trouble because the people don't want to hear that. Why you think being a Christian pastor is such an easy occupation? All you got to do is go up there and say sweet things. The only difference is you got your hook, another person got his hook. The one dances, the other one hit backflips, the other enters on the hot air balloon, and it's no different. They're saying the same thing over and over again because who doesn't want to hear about peace and prosperity? Who doesn't? But that's not the reality. That's not the words that you need to hear. You need to hear words that's going to make you tremble. You need to hear things that's going to give you shooken to the point where you go back to the Lord and ask for Him for your protection. Not so much as fear as in you don't know what to do, but fear the Lord as in I accept you have evil times coming and I want to be protected. This is Jeremiah 19:3. And say, hear ye the word of the Lord, O kings of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will bring evil upon this place, that whichsoever heareth his ears shall tingle. So the Lord prophesies the evil. Whoever heareth their ears shall tingle. That word tingle in the Hebrew is tazalal, which means to quiver. So you're supposed to be shooken up. Like my man, Dr. Scott Paulson said about the whole lockdown, and he's pretty much hypothesizing that's a word, that in the future they are going to do that. It's going to get worse. That's why he decided to take his child out of school and go the other route, because they could do that, and he cares about his children. See, it's about hearing the alarm and preparing yourself. We all supposed to be sounding on the same tone. We are supposed to acknowledge that Jacob's trouble is here. And since Nate wants to say now, oh no, I said at that time it wasn't Jacob's trouble. Okay, but are you going to go into it now? It's obvious that you probably had some plans or whatever, and you realize that this Esau devil, he's not letting up. So you know that Jacob's trouble exists or it's around the corner, but when are you going to teach it? How long have you been running IUIC and ain't none of y'all ever talked about Jacob's trouble at all? Now you want to talk about it? The scripture's been talked about it. Elders possibly been talking about Jacob's trouble before YouTube even began. Even back on Daily Motion, probably before Daily Motion. We've been talking about it. So what is it? He doesn't break it down. But you're gonna lie though. How you gonna lie? The evidence is right there, man. But if he starts teaching Jacob's trouble, good. But I guarantee you, if he starts teaching Jacob's trouble, oh man, he's gonna be in for a world of hurt, because they had already pretty much mentally had their whole congregation, their whole guard is down. You understand? They are fully rested on this society. You can just see it in their spirit, man. So if they start teaching Jacob's trouble, that's good. But you're gonna see these people start sweating, man, because they haven't been prophesying correctly. But that's the nature of Jake, man. Wanting to hear things that they want to hear. I'll end it with that. And because when the times of trouble come, people spiritually gonna want some guidance. They're gonna go to the Christian pastors or whoever they believe, and they're gonna want to hear things that put their hearts at ease. That's not necessarily the things that you need to hear. All right, the message is this: evil times are coming. However, deliverance is also coming as well. So you gotta buckle up for the ride, because it's gonna get bumpy. You can get touched. You might get touched. Are you prepared for this? Are you prepared for that scenario? Those are the people you need to listen to. And that's why we say really just listen to Great Millstone, because we push that out all day. But if there's other Israelite groups that teach that, that's good. 2 Timothy 4, verse 3, for the time will come when they not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. Look at the word itching ears, or itching. It says to tickle, desiring of hearing something pleasant, which is the opposite of tingle, right? The pleasant things, which is everything gonna be fine, America gonna bounce back. We got another 20-something years. See? Those are the people you don't want to hear, but that's what's in the scriptures, man. You got people running the ISUPK, which that group is just completely House of Saul, right? They are completely asleep, all of them. But people gonna run to them because that's what they want to hear. But it's not what you need to hear. What you need to hear, that's the truth right there. And it ain't always gonna be pretty. Scripture talk about the sweet, and it talks about the bitter. So with that, I hope it was edifying. Remember, accept the fact that we got hard times coming. This man is the devil. Even though 2/3 gonna be destroyed, man, I still get mad when I see these devils move on their plan because it's still my people, and I hate the idea that they're gonna have some success somewhere. I hate it, but I know it's 2/3, and 2/3 gotta be judged. But but still my people though. So hey, even I'm praying for the Lord to kind of speed things up. With that, I hope it was edifying, and I say shalom.